At this point, do Manchester United still need a coach, or they are good with Michael Carrick? Should they just give Michael Carrick 2, 3 years, 5 years contracts? Because at this point, 2 games into the job, 2 victories, and not just any victory, the victory against Manchester City and Arsenal, which is said to be the most difficult game of the season for Manchester United. Kudos to Michael Carrick. Now the question is this result based on Arsenal's bad performance, or I would say to Manchester United masterclass? Please let me know about that in the comment section. Don't forget to follow this page and share this video. Congratulations to Manchester United. This was a brilliant victory for Manchester United. Now we're going to talk about, the title race. Yes, the title race is blown open at this point. But as Arsenal bottled it, I don't think so. And I'll tell you why in the course of this video. But it was a brilliant performance for Manchester United. They went over to the Emirates and they got a result. First defeat for Arsenal at the Emirates this season. First home defeat for Arsenal at home. This is the first time Arsenal has conceded 3 goals in one match at home this season. And it's all by the doing of Manchester United. The first time Manchester United has defeated Arsenal at home at the Emirates in 9 years. What a performance. Nobody saw that coming. I didn't see that coming. You the guys didn't see that coming. I'm sure a lot of people didn't see that coming. But what a game we witnessed today. 5 goals thriller in this game. 5 goals thriller in this game. What a game we witnessed today. Now, kudos to Manchester United, who brought the game to Arsenal. Arsenal did everything they could. They did everything they could to at least get a point in this game. But where Manchester United, the game plan of Manchester United, everything broke down, everything Arsenal, brought to this game. And we have to give credit to Michael Carrick. Steve Holland, his assistant coach, on the bench. They did a brilliant job, with this Manchester United side. Now, for Arsenal, what is wrong with this defense? This is one of Arsenal's best stronghold, this season. The defense is one thing that Arsenal will be very proud about this season. But how could you concede 3 goals against a Manchester United side at home? A Manchester United side that could not break your defense, in the first game, a Manchester United that you defeated at the Old Trafford in the first game. So what changed? What happened? How did Manchester United break that defense and score 3 goals in one game? That is a big worry, and that is what Arsenal needs to lock down. That is what Arsenal needs to work on. That is a huge problem. I've always been vocal about something, that in the running for the title, it's not just about the good defense. You need a magnificent player that can single-handedly change game for Arsenal and can single-handedly change game for a team, and Arsenal does not have it. Those kind of players like Eden Hazard, those kind of players like that will change game on their own, that will single-handedly win games when the going gets tough. That is what Arsenal do not have. Arsenal sits 4 points above Manchester City. They have failed to take advantage again with the draw against Liverpool. They failed to take advantage with the draw against Nottingham Forest. They failed to take advantage now with the defeat against Manchester United. Will Arsenal bottle the league? That is a big question, but I don't think so. It's left for you to answer that for me. But Arsenal has the talent. Arsenal has the quality. Arsenal has the squad depth. Arsenal has dealt with injuries. But this is the kind of games you should take advantage on. Manchester City are back on form. They won their game against Wolves. They are coming back. So you should have been 10 points already ahead. So why are you dropping points unnecessarily? That is a very, very huge cause for concern for Arsenal. But that being said, I have a question. What did Kobe Mino did to Ruben Amorim? Because this guy is quality. Look at the performance of Kobe Mino and Casemiro in midfield today. Gave Bruno Fernandes that freedom to roam, that freedom to move forward, that freedom to give Arsenal a run for their money, that freedom to peck Arsenal back in defense. What a performance for Kobe Mino today. Now, the first half belonged to Arsenal. The first half, Arsenal got a goal through an own goal, from Martinez for Manchester United, and they kept control of the game in the first half. They kept pushing at Manchester United. They gave Manchester United a run for their money. Yes, Manchester United had some some spells also in the first half. But at the end of the day, they also got a goal through a wrong back pass from Zubimendi, which was a huge mistake, and Mbeumo score. That is Mbeumo. Two goals in 2 games right now under this new coach. Patrick Dorgu, brilliant player also for Manchester United. 2 goals in 2 games under this new coach. 3 goals in 4 games for Manchester United. 3 goals in 6 games. What a player for Manchester United. We need to give kudos to Patrick Dorgu, who has turned from a defender now to an attacker, and also Mbeumo, who is doing brilliantly well in attack as well. What a game. Arsenal fights back into the game through Arsenal fought back into the game. They got an equalizer from a set piece, and they couldn't hold on. When Arsenal was looking for the winning goal, they left their back open, and Manchester United got a goal. Now, it is a very, very poor performance to me from Arsenal. Arsenal was supposed to take advantage of this game. Arsenal was supposed to at least pick up a draw and not lose at home, which was the most important thing they should have done in this game. But it was a very, very poor performance in my own opinion. These are not the kind of games Arsenal should be losing. At least a point should have been better, not losing at home against Manchester United. Arteta has a lot to answer. Arteta has a lot of questions to answer. It is better. It is now or never. Arsenal cannot afford not to win the league this season. They have everything for them. Everything going on for them. The players that were bought, the squad depth that they have, the injury crisis was taken care of, the defense. Arsenal have everything in their possession to win the Premier League this season. And if they lose the Premier League, it will be at their own detriment and not any other thing, going forward. To me, it was a good game for Manchester United. Now, what are the things we learned from this game? The quality of Arsenal dropped. The quality of Arsenal dropped. We have always known Arsenal to be that team that is very ruthless in front of goal. They get goals. They're sure of their defense. But what happened today? The performance of Manchester United outclassed the performance of Arsenal. If you're an Arsenal fan, tell yourself the truth. Is this how Arsenal used to perform? Is this how Arsenal starts the season with? There's always been a problem with Arsenal. Towards the end of the season, there's always been a problem. But this time around, it has to be taken care of. If you must win the league, if you must show that yes, you're a champion, if you must win that league, these are the type of games you should win. Now that the world is expecting you to crumble, this is the time you should pick up results consecutively. Make it not be like saying a spiritual problem. This is the time Arsenal needs to step up. This is the time Arsenal needs to start winning games consecutively. The month of February, March, and April is those months that Arsenal used to crumble, but right now they need to show that tactically and psychologically, and they have no choice than to keep up that advantage and also scale through to the end of the season. Now, another thing that we witnessed today was less chances created for Arsenal. Arsenal used to be that kind of team that can create chances up front, that can create chances from anywhere, both from the wings and also in midfield. But what happened today? No chances was created, less chances was created. Why? Because of Manchester United compactness in defense. And we have to give kudos to Manchester United for that. It was a very, very good one. Another thing we learned from Arsenal today and from this game today was the fight back. The fight back for Manchester United also. See, it's not just about Arsenal. The fight back for Manchester United. Yes, Manchester United, they were 1 goal down. They came back, they went ahead. They were pegged back again. And also, when everybody thought Manchester United would sit back and defend for their lives, they came outside and they got that third and that winning goal for Matheus Cunha. What a goal for Matheus Cunha. What a performance for Arsenal. This is a very poor performance in terms of the mentality for Arsenal. The mentality for Arsenal had to shift. He has to shift from just picking up points to winning games, winning consecutively, and making sure the quality of picking up these points to the run into the end of the season has to be very, very important and has to be taken seriously. Another thing we learned today was the discipline in Manchester United defense. What a team today we witnessed. The discipline in that defense to push back everything Arsenal brought to them. It was a very good one. And I salute Michael Carrick, Maguire, Martinez, Dalot, and all these guys that stepped into Arsenal defense. And the defensive cover, in Casemiro and Marino in midfield shielded the defense for Manchester United. It was a very good one for them. And that is what you need going forward. The questions remain. 2 questions. Will Arsenal bottle this? Will Arsenal win the league? Another question is, do Manchester United still need another coach, or should they stick with Michael Carrick, because trust me, the best Arsenal weapon, which is their defense, is now their problem going forward. I really hope they sort out that as quick as possible. But let me know what you think concerning this game. Share your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you think about Arsenal lost at home and Manchester United their back-to-back victories. Let me know what you think about that and share your thoughts in the comment section. If you're new to this channel, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell so I come your way again next time. I remain your boy Mike Way. Stay cool. Cheers.